Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn our practical number 5c, that is develop a web application to perform CRUD operation, create, read, update, delete on employee table using EF code. So for doing that practical, we'll create a new project, select ASP.NET Core Web Application, click on next. Now you can give any name to your web application. Currently we are running the employee CRUD operation, so I will just give the name as employee CRUD. I will click on the next. Now please make sure that your .NET framework should be greater than 8. I will click on create. Just wait for some time. It is creating my project now. As you can see, my project is created and we are getting the controller, models, view and the other file as well. Because it is the MVAC, so we are getting model, view and controller here. Now, first we'll install the packages. To install that, go to the tools and you get package manager, manage, and here browse, and we'll install some packages which all are important for our practical. The first package we'll need is SQL Server. Please make sure it should be SQL Server from the entity framework. I will click on my project name and click on the install. After that, it will ask you regarding the changes. Apply it. I accept and just wait. Okay, so it is finished now. The second package which we'll need is our tools. So I will just search for the tools now and I will click on the tools, install, apply, I accept. Okay, so we are done with the second. Now we need the third, design. This package will design our UI automatically for the CRUD operation. So I will install, apply, I accept, and then the last one is our code generation design. Okay, so Visual Studio Web Code Generation Design. I will click on install, apply, accept. That's it. So every packages are installed now. Now we'll need the next step. Please make sure that currently you have to work with the greater than 8 for your MVC model. Now we'll create a model now. For creation of model, go to the model folder, right click, add, and then here you can add your model class. You can give any name to your model class, but as we are working with the employee, so I will give it as an employee. Now just click on the add. As you can see, our model is created. Now it's a simple one, that what fields we want. So first field I want is my ID. As you know, every employee, every employee has some ID, so it should be integer, and I will add with the get and set methods. Now the next one, we'll need the name of the employee, so public string and then name and get set property. The next field we need is our department. As we are working with the employee has some department as well, so I will write string department. Again, it's your choice which field you want to add. Getter and setter property. Now your salary, so public double. Why we are using the double? You can use the integer as well, but for the greater values you need the double, so I want double, and then salary. As you can see here, we are getting the warning like it is a required, so you can add the required keyword here as well to remove this warning. So I will add required here as well. Now your warnings are gone. Now the next step, For the next step, we'll need a data folder. Why we'll need this folder? Because we are going to connect our application with the database as well. So just click on your project name. Please make sure that you don't have to click on the solution. You have to click on your project name, right click, add, and then you have to add one folder here. So I will give folder name as a data, that we are working with the data. So I will click data here, and inside my data I will create one class for my database connectivity. So as this class is for the database connectivity, I will give this class name as app db context. Okay, so app db context. Now my context file is created. So currently we'll use our entity framework here. Which entity framework? Microsoft entity framework. And also we are going to use our models here. So here we'll add our line for using our model. So what we are doing, we are creating our app db context. Okay, so you have to give db context option, and by default I am using the base options only. What I'm using? I'm using base options. The option basic, we want only basic options, so I will use base options here. Please make sure that your file name, that is app db context, should be matched with this one. Okay, so what we are getting, options parameter here. So if you want this app db context should be inherited by our class, that is db context. So after doing that, you will see all errors are gone. Now the next part, we have to set our db set. So I will set, if you want to know what is db set and everything, you can see my online session as well, the theory part, which will be covered soon. Now I will add here, that is db set with the name as employee, and the table name will be employees. Now your question should be, why we are writing this employee? This employee is your cs file. From here you are getting the content, and this content will be stored inside the table employee here. So we have employees table, and employee is our class name. Now let's set our connection string. For setting your connection string, you have to go to the app settings. Inside the app setting, please make sure that you have to put a comma before writing anything, because we are adding the connection string here. Now for adding the connection string, double quotes, connection string, and then inside your braces, inside this braces, you have to write your connection string name. So I will just mention my connection. You can write any name here, whatever you want. I'm just using my connection. And then inside this double quote, you have to mention your server name. As you know, I have already opened this sql server object, but if it is not open, you can go to the view and you can click here sql server object. After clicking, you will get your server name here. You can expand it. If you have already some database available, you can delete it if it is already there. So I will just double click here. By double clicking, I will copy this server name. Okay, and will mention that server name here. So I will write server, and then is equal to, I will write my server name. Okay, so this is my server for creation of our current application. Semicolon. I want to create a database as well. So I will write database is equal to, what will be the name of my database? It will be named as employee db, because I have already created product db. So I will create new database named as employee db. Now I want trusted connections for the security. So I will write trusted connection. I'm not mentioning any user ID and the password. I'm just mentioning that we need trusted connection, and I will set it to the true. Okay. Now we'll need one more thing, the certificates. So I will write trust server certificate. Okay, so it is trust server certificates is equal to true. So I had mentioned some uh, properties, for example trusted connection, which is set to be true, and then trusted server certificate, which is again set to the true. Now the next part, I will save this file. After saving this file, I will go to configure my program.cs. You have to click on program.cs, and here you have to first mention your library's name. So first library which I am going to use is my entity framework. So Microsoft dot entity framework core, and the second one which I am going to use is my CRUD operation data. I'm going to use the data folder as well. So employee CRUD, that is my project name, dot my folder name. I had created the folder name with the data, as you can see here. Okay, I need this too. And after that you have to add your builder services before this where app. So I will just click here, and here you have to add two lines, that is builder dot services. I'm just adding the services, but which services? First service is for my db connectivity, so I will write here app db context, and inside braces will write my file name. So as you know, my file name is app-db-context only, so that I will write here. And we need some options. Which options we need, I will mention here. That is a base options. So I will mention options is equal to, and then I will mention which option I need. So I need options dot use SQL server, because I'm going to use the SQL server now. You can use the different servers, Azure, you can use Azure as well, but currently we are working with the SQL now, so I will use the SQL server. And here you have to mention your connection string as well, so that you can connect with your server. So I will write builder dot, as you can see, configuration here, configuration, and what you want to configure, I want to configure my connection string. And inside the connection string you have to mention your string name. Let's see what is your string name here, my connection. I will just copy it and paste it here, and then give the semicolon. So you just have to add this single line here. Now let's do the next step. Now we have to scaffold our controller. What is scaffolding? That is creation of UI automatically through the controller. So to do that, you have to right click on your controller folder. As you can see, you have to right click on your controller folder, add, you have new scaffolded item, just click on it. After, you will get different options available here. We are going to select MVC controller with views and entity framework. As our practical slip mentioned that we have to use the entity framework, that's why we are using this one. After click on add, it will ask you to select your model class. As you know, we had already created our model name with the employee, and db context is already created our inside an SQL server. Now click the generate view and click on the add. Now it is started creation. So after completion, you can see inside the view you will get all of your UI, and without writing any of the code you have added everything, that is your create, delete, detail, edit, index, everything. Now let's do the next step. Now for creation of our database, just here I had already opened my package manager console, but if it is not open, you can go to the tools, and you get package manager and package manager console. After opening it, you have to write this query, that is add migration. Why we are writing this migration? Because we want to create our database. So I will write add, okay, just typo error, okay, add migration, and first we'll create our initial create, that is the first creation we are doing. So I will write initial create. It's just a variable name, you can write anything here, but it is my initial create, so I will write initial create here. So add migration initial create. Now your build started. Now as you can see here, we are getting this error. Okay, so to resolve that, what you have to do, just copy the address which was mentioned here, that is your C Sumit Repo employee, and just I will copy it and I will paste that link here from my error. As you can see here, you will get your project employee CRUD CS project. I will edit it using the notepad. Now what error we are getting, I'm just sharing that screen again. What error we are getting, just a second. Okay, so what error we are getting here, as you can see, where I got this location from here, I got my location. Please make sure just copy from the employee CRUD only till the employee CRUD. And what you have to add, you have to add this link there. So I will just copy this link and then I will again open my file explorer, and inside that file explorer, just right click, add it in notepad, and here you have to mention inside the item group what you have to write. You have to write nu get, nu g capital, nu get audit suppress, to suppress that warning. It's just a warning. To pass that warning, I'm just writing suppress. And then what we have to include, we have to include our library which was mentioned there. So I had already copied that, and I will mention that library. Just click slash, and that's it. Item group is already closed, so I will just save it. I will open my Visual Studio again. Let's see. I will again add migration create. Okay, so it's gone now. Now let's see the next step. Now we'll update our database now. So I will write update dash my database to update everything inside my database. Okay, all done. Now I will run my application. Just see your folder name is employee here. Okay. Okay, so to access our folder, as you can see, our folder resides inside the employees. So I will just write employees here. So we are getting our index page here. For creation of new entry, you have to just click on the create new. You have to give the name of the employee here, the department, and then the salary of the employee. After that, you have to click on the create. And now, as you can see, your employee is added into the table. Now you can edit the employee detail as well. Save it, and it is updated here. You can delete the employee as well by directly clicking on the delete, and then again you can create a new employee. So that's it for today, everyone. You can like the video and subscribe to my channel for getting the further update of your practicals. Thank you so much.